Welcome to Tools, Tech, and Gear. I'm Seth. Ayamaya has sent over their 3 to 4 person pop-up tent for me to try out. This weighs 11.5 pounds, packs down to about 7 by 7 and 33 inches long. Because it's a tent, we're going to head outside and put this up in the grass. So let's go ahead and head out there and see what this thing is all about. First of all, this tent comes in a nice bag, which has a carrying handle on top. You can pop these plastic clips to access the zipper there, and the bag is extra large, so if it's harder to put this back in the bag later, they give you enough room to work with that. So it's got one neon yellow cord over here, unzips like that, and let's just go ahead and pull this out of the storage bag. Got a bag of stakes here, a little bit of literature, looks like the top fly and the tent itself, and that seems to be everything. There is a little paper instruction book here in case you lose your other information. But let's toss this bag off to the side. We'll work with the fly here in a moment and the stakes as well. There is a green cord. I'm just going to pull that off and put it over in the bag. So go ahead and unroll this. This is my first time to do this, so we can learn together here. Looks like it comes apart pretty easy. All right, let me step you back so you can get a full view of what's going on. Let's see how easy this is to set up here. So I've got all the parts up here. I've got the pole right here on the top, and let's see if I just start pulling this up, what happens. Has several legs that I'm unfolding. Getting there. It's a little bit loose, so let's see what else we can do to get this thing totally put together. I have a feeling that once I push down on this, it's going to bring it all together. Aha, there we go. That's the sound we were looking for. Once the tension is at the top up here, it was able to basically lock all the rest of this into place, and it did pretty good. I like it. So as far as the rest of the install goes, looks like we have a couple of guy lines that could be used here on the side, and that would just pull it out to counteract any wind. But there's also stake holes on each foot that we can use. So I think we will lock those in first, and then you could also use this here to I guess pull that out a bit better. So let's see how many stakes are included with this tent. A good many, which is nice. So let's go ahead and put those on each corner. Corner number 1 here. Corner number 2. Number 3. Number 4. It is a bit windy today, so I'm going to use some of these tie outs to make sure this thing is fully stretched out like it should be. On a nice warm day like today, there is a Velcro piece and a little kickstand here that can be attached to the flap, and that will allow this to stick up a bit and allow some airflow up in here to some screen, which is kind of nice. Okay, let's see what the doors look like here. I think we'll need to put another one of those stakes out here to keep that open. Now they can be pushed off to the side like this and allow you to have full access to the inside. We'll get to that in just a moment. All right, let's say that we're just not going to use this back door over here. Let me zip it up. A nice easy zip. What's cool is that there are these bungees on both sides of the door, so you could use one or both and keep that nice and taut. Let's go ahead and do that here. Okay. I think on this side I'll go ahead and do both. If it's raining, you can lock down the zipper cover with some Velcro. Cool. So that's the back side there. Let's skirt around over here to the front and see what that looks like. And I think I'll just use a single stake here just to keep one side of this taut. And there we go. That's the complete setup without using the guy lines. It's a very uniform design. Let's take a trip inside and see what it looks like here. Now it does advertise a 3 to 4 person. Let's just stuff this over in here for the time being. It's gonna be hot in here. Oh yeah. So yeah, I think if you were to say 3 people comfortably and then a 4th one would be a stretch, but quite doable. So the tent itself is attached up here with these toggles, and that's what holds everything up together. So you could technically pull out the tent portion of this and just have the rain fly, but that also, let's step down here for a second. That also allows you to have basically the dual wall on this tent. So it is this material here, and then the fly is out there. It's a great tent. I like it. Super easy to set up once you know what you're doing. So let's take a tour around here. The seams have all been taped and sewn, so that's nice. Let's see about these over here. Those are not taped, but you can see that it has that bathtub style that comes up off the ground. So you're gonna still have your waterproof or water resistance there. It's got reinforced corners, which is nice, on all sides. Now the doors can be rolled back and tucked into these toggles here. We can do that here in just a second. There's a storage bag on that side. Let's sweep around over here to this side, and there is another storage bag over there. And you have a single hook up here that you could attach a lantern or some kind of gear loft up there. Quite handy. Let's zip up this back door real quick. Zips all the way around. It does have the dual zippers, so you can zip it to whatever point you feel comfortable doing there. I'm gonna go ahead and roll this front side up over here. The lower toggle is enough to keep the whole door back without having to use the top one, but it's there if you need it. So let me just do a comparison here. If I were to sleep right here, feet are not touching by about 2 inches or so. And then if I move up here, you can see my head is about 1 foot away from the other side. So more than enough room here to sleep long ways. And so I've got enough room to be comfortable over here. And you can see if I stretch an arm out, I can't touch the other side. And that's what gives you that nice 3-person, or 4 if you really have to, I wonder what it would be like if I were to sleep the other way here. This may be what they're referring to for 4 people. Definitely got a slope going on. So yes, that right there would work. I'm not touching yet, and my head is just a little bit there. Okay, so yeah, feet are touching barely, and head is right there on the edge. So this is the way you could put 4 people in here, because you've got more room this way than you do the other way. Roll out. I can't do it. There is an additional fly that you can put up here on the very top. Let's go ahead and see what that is like. Yeah, there's some little tabs that will allow you to attach the bungee to it. I'll bring you in closer for that. There's little bungees, and you just bring them right in here to attach to these little loops. Just like that. There's 4 of them. There is the addition of that rain fly. It may be longer on one side than the other, and that's why it's doing this thing. I'd probably have to turn it a little bit, but anyway, these little poles really help to keep your front doors open, and there is enough room in the front door to basically store a couple of backpacks. You can see right there, it's about 1.5 feet and then about 3.5 feet deep. So for your backside especially, you could store something if you weren't using that door. Nice little tent. I do want to see what happens if you push too hard on one of these joints. Okay, you got to push pretty good. Yeah, okay, nice. What about this one? No, it's going to pop back. Cool, okay, so you'd have to fall on it to do any real adjusting there, but I think as average wind goes, it's not going to be collapsing this thing. And you could also use these little guy out points to really keep that wind from pushing those in. I was actually going to do a full camping trip with my kids and put that in the video here for you, but it's still in the 40s at night and it's just too cold for my little ones. So in the meantime, here is the walk around. You'll have to stay tuned for the actual camping trip in this tent. Probably going to go on my Land to House YouTube channel, so link in the description down below. Setup wasn't half bad. I'm going to go ahead and pull the stakes and get this put back in its bag. And you can laugh along if it's more difficult than I think it is. Okay, actually taking this down was easier than I even thought it would be. And now that I've done it the first time, I think the second time would be a lot faster. Got it. There's all the stakes. If not, I'll hit one of them with the mower here in just a little while. Well, that was really fun. I have always enjoyed tents, so this was quite enjoyable. This weighs 11.5 pounds, so it's probably a bit heavy for backpack camping, but car camping, definitely going to be nice. This company, the Ayamaya, has several different products, lots of tents, hammocks, and other camping things. So definitely check the link in the description down below for this tent. I think it's very realistic to say it can hold 3 people in one direction and 4 in the other if you wanted to be packed in a little bit tighter. That being said, setup was fun. The initial thought whenever I was putting out the poles and letting them snap into place, the upper section just kind of has tension to hold them, where the lower section actually snaps into place. So when you take it back down, you have to pull and then release. But it was very easy. I like the double door system for ventilation, and it's got all the bells and whistles as far as hook in the ceiling and the rollback toggles for the doors, and also the storage bags on the side. So definitely check this out. Link in the description down below to the Amazon page. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.